everyone! So this is my 8-week vlog, and a lot has happened this week, so I have a lot to talk about, again, like last vlog. It was so long. But anyway, I do have a lot to say. So I'm feeling much better in the mornings now, which is so nice because waking up really was so terrible. Like, I couldn't even, like, physically, like, put my head up and, like, get out of bed until, like, 8 something. So anyway, I had started putting like a package of like mixed nuts on the side of the bed so I can like eat it in the morning, and it was helping, but I'm not really getting sick anymore, so I haven't really been eating them. But a couple of friends of mine, I told them about it, and they're like, you know, nuts are pretty like high in fat, you probably shouldn't eat so much of them. And because I do actually eat them like all the time, and so I went online and there's actually quite a bit of contradicting things about mixed nuts. It's like either really good or really bad. So basically what I gathered from reading various sites was that, okay, yeah, nuts are healthy in quantity, and I'm eating too much of them. But they just happen to be like around, well, because I buy them, but they're such an easy snack, and I get full really quickly off them. So I can just have a handful, and then I'm good. But I'm hungry all the time, so I end up eating probably like 5 to 6 handfuls a day, which is really bad. So from what I read online, it was like, no, you should only have like, you know, a handful or 2. And so I have to figure out a way to have some better snacks in the house because I'm normally on the go, and especially when I'm going to work, I don't have time to like, you know, sit down and cut up some vegetables. And it's actually like really frustrating. I have been having a hard time here in France to find Ziploc bags. They have like the brand Ziploc bag, but they're like €5 for like 25 bags. So anyway, I don't really want to buy them. But anyway, so I caved and I got some the other day because obviously I need to have healthier snacks. So I've been cutting up pieces of like cucumber and carrots and stuff to eat those. So that's been good. But it's funny in France, like, if you guys ever go here and, like, go to the grocery stores, there are aisles, like, just for cookies, and there are aisles, like, just for yogurt. Like, it's crazy. They eat so much of those, like, things for snacks, whereas, like, back home, I feel like we have a lot more healthier snack options. Like, you can buy little cheese things, and you can buy little packages of, like, I don't know, pepperoni sticks, or turkey pepperoni sticks, so, like, even healthier. I don't know, I find there's more, like, healthier snack options, because everyone here just, like, sits down to eat a meal, but I'm so hungry all of the time, so it's really hard for me. So if you guys have any ideas for healthy snack options, leave a comment because that would be really great to hear. I'm having a hard time in France with all of the cookie options. And carbs. They love their carbs. It's like the only snacks that there are. But you know, I'm actually kind of craving carbs, which is strange because like back home in Canada, I'm allergic to gluten. So I hadn't eaten it for like almost 6 years, and then coming here to France, I actually can't eat it because there's no OGMs or pesticides or anything crazy in the food, so it doesn't bother my stomach. So really, I think I wasn't even really celiac to begin with. I think I was just like allergic to OGMs or the pesticides or whatever is in there. So anyway, I've been finding myself eating more carbs, which isn't very good because I think my body is just having a bit of a shock. It's like, you hadn't eaten carbs for like 6 years and now I'm eating a whole bunch. But I really am craving them though. Like, I will have some vegetables and immediately after I want a piece of toast or some crackers or something. And in the morning, like, the chocolatines here are so good, so I always eat them. But they're really not good for you. So like all of the snacks that I'm like carbs that I'm craving, and french fries, I want french fries like all the time now too, which is strange because before like my first early weeks of pregnancy, I really just wanted vegetables and proteins. Then I went to like just wanting sugar, which is weird, and then now all I want is carbs. Like this week is just like, and starches, carbs and starches. So anyway, I do we do the grocery shopping and we make sure that we just buy healthier things. But the other day, if my husband's listening to this, I'm gonna like tattle on myself. I stopped at McDonald's the other day. I was so hungry on the way home from work, and I know you guys were probably thinking, at McDonald's, that's so gross. But you know what, in France here, it's really not that bad because they're like mandatory. They have to sell actual food. North America has like hardly any laws about that. But anyway, in France, it has to be real food. So I got some chicken nuggets and some fries. The fries were still gross. Always McDonald's fries are gross. But I was so hungry. And so anyway, That's my little confession. I went to McDonald's. But I'm going to try not to do, I'm not going to do it again. I need to just make sure I have more snacks. On the way home from work, it's particularly hard because I've eaten like all my food that I brought throughout the day. Then I get on the bus. Oh, and that's the other thing. The bus is absolutely terrible. Like, I don't know if I can really explain like how terrible it is. If any of you guys get car sick, you'll kind of understand. But like, get car sick, then go on a roller coaster, and then go for a plane ride, like all one after the other. Like, that's how I feel like the second I get on the bus. And certain days, it'll be like worse than others. Like, depends on the bus driver, but like depends on how they put the brakes on. So yesterday, I was on the bus, and I was totally about to puke. And so I was like, hey, just hold on. Like, you have a couple more stops to go. Just hold on. And I couldn't. I had to puke. So I like stood up on the bus, and the bus is still going, and I was like to the bus driver, I'm like, Monsieur, arrête, s'il vous plaît. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm really sick, like I'm gonna throw up. And he's like, you're gonna what? I'm like, on the bus, like right now I'm gonna do it, like you need to stop, please. And so he did. Like, he wasn't even at a bus stop. He let me out, and I was like, I'm so sorry, je suis enceinte. And he's like, oh, do you want me to stop for you? I'll wait. I was like, no, I don't want you to wait. Like, everyone on the bus is like looking at me, this like crazy pregnant woman screaming, stop, I'm gonna puke. So anyway, it was totally embarrassing, but I really had to. Like, it was terrible. And so anyway, I get so exhausted by the time I get home from work, and I just like feel terrible. So I'm not getting morning sickness anymore. I never actually had like thrown up. This is the first time I threw up was yesterday, and I got car sick, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, this was the first time I threw up this entire pregnancy on the bus. But I've started getting afternoon sickness. So I'm fine in the morning now, and it happens kind of around like 3 p.m. I start getting really nauseous and really dizzy, even though I've eaten things, and really terrible headaches. And I did ask the doctor about it because I saw her the other day. A different doctor, but one of the doctors I'm going to now. And she said, oh yeah, that's kind of normal for that to happen for the next couple weeks. And because I wasn't getting headaches just until like, the last couple of days. So that's new, and that really sucks. But anyway, so I went to the doctor to go to the gynecologist to go because I had to do the whole thing. Anyway, so she surprised me, and she was like, oh, do you want to see your baby? And I was like, you mean like an ultrasound? And she was like, well, yes, kind of. And I was like, okay, so I won't go into detail to how they did it. But anyway, I got to see the baby, so it was really cool, and it was such a surprise. Like, I wasn't expecting that. And poor Lee, I told him after that I got to see it, and he was just like so upset that he missed it, but because he obviously he went home, like I didn't think that he'd need to like stay for my appointment. So anyway, but it was the most amazing thing. I got to hear the heartbeat, and the baby was like so tiny, but I could see everything, so I could like see it's like clearly his head and his little arms and his legs, and his tail's like gone now. You can kind of just see like a little like tiny little bit of it. But anyway, it was really cool. I thought that the first time I saw the baby I would like burst into tears and be all like, but I wasn't. I was just like so happy. And anyway, I couldn't stop laughing, and the doctor's like, stop moving. The whole ultrasound's just like, wow, the baby's bouncing up and down. So anyway, I had to like try to be really still so I could really look at it, but she let me take some pictures home, so that was cool. But in terms of going to the doctor here in France, it's been pretty simple so far. Like, everyone's been pretty accommodating to speaking French English with me, because there's some things I like don't quite understand. Medical terms, I don't even understand half of them in English. So it was like really difficult to have the conversation with the doctor the other day, because she's asking me, oh, does your family has a history of blah blah blah? And I was like, I don't know what that is. So she says it in English, and I'm like, I still don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look up different medical terms and the French versions. They're actually, a lot of the times, it's like the same word. They just have like a French accent to it. So a lot of the times I can understand what's going on. But yeah, so I mean, it was a little bit difficult. So I think that would help. Traveling abroad and you're pregnant and you have to go to the doctor, definitely look up the different terms. Anyway, I need to start doing that. Another thing that started this week, allergies. So I mean, it's spring, so I just get them anyhow. But it's been pretty frustrating because I'm already short of breath because I'm always tired. And then plus adding the allergies where like my nose is just like so stuffed up, so congested. So I already have a hard time breathing as it is, then adding that to it. So anyway, it's been pretty hard, but I did find some allergy medicine here that's good for pregnant women. So I found this. And the doctor helped me find it. It's kind of hard to see. But anyway, if you're pregnant, you can take these. They weren't that expensive. I think it was like €4 for the whole pack. And there's 40 in here. So it was a good deal, I thought. It was okay price. And they work really, really well. So anyway, I'm taking those and it's helping. So that's good. And also this week, my boobs are bigger, but just enough that, like, I'm not used to it. So, of course, Lee's like, oh, they're bigger, that's great. And I'm like, yeah, but you can't touch them because they hurt so bad. So they've started to hurt, and they've grown a little bit. And what's, like, more frustrating about that is that, again, I'm not used to, like, how big they are. So while I'm changing or while I'm in the shower, I keep hitting them because I'm not used to them. And so I'll like nick it. Oh, it's just terrible. So they already hurt enough as it is. So anyway, my poor husband like can't even like I'm like just stay away from me. Like don't touch. Anyway, so it's terrible. They hurt so bad all the time now, and like my bra is like really like kind of itchy and like uncomfortable. So most of the time I just don't wear one around the house. Of course I wear one when I go out, but anyway, it's really uncomfortable to wear. So I think I need to find one of those like underwireless bras, but those don't work as well. So anyway, I have to figure out a bra solution, maybe some silk ones or something, really expensive ones, and they won't hurt so bad when I walk. But anyway, so that's frustrating that that's happening. And another unpleasant pregnancy symptom, I have so much acne. I tried to cover it up like as best I could so I could do this video, but it's terrible. I'm just like covered. And I haven't had this much acne since like 8th grade. And back knee, which again, I don't think I've had a back zit since like high school. That like is really terrible. So kind of, anyway. And I'm getting them on my chest too. It's just like everywhere. It's like so terrible. And like I try to cover it up, but then halfway through the day, it's like my skin's just disgusting. My skin is so gross. So I started just carrying my powder with me. So anyway, I do it like halfway through the day. I actually kind of do it twice. I'll do it like halfway through work and then again before I leave. But it's really frustrating. It's like I already feel gross. I don't want to look gross too. But anyway, so that's too bad. So I guess the next step for the next coming weeks is we have to go to do like a Down syndrome test. And it was interesting because like when the doctor was telling me, he kind of insinuated that if the baby had Down syndrome that we would like abort it. And so it was interesting to hear him say it because back home, like I feel like in Canada, it's like more acceptable and there's like, I don't know, like there's more help and it's not so like, I don't know, but like here in France, like there's not very many people that have disabilities. And when, like I remember how I had said it's like mandatory to do genetic testing. And so basically if you're not compatible, you're pretty much told that you shouldn't have kids because of complications that could happen. And so anyway, I found it interesting when my doctor was like, oh yeah, you have to take the test to see so we can terminate the pregnancy if you need to. And I was like, oh, so it was kind of like assumed that I would. So it'd be, Lee and I have a lot to talk about because it's like kind of what you do here, but I don't think morally we feel that way. So I don't know. It's a lot to think about. So I mean, I really pray that everything's okay. Like I hope that we have a healthy baby, but we're still going to love our baby even if there's something wrong. Like, so anyway, that's really different about France. I really hope that I don't like offend anyone in France that like, maybe that's not the case. Maybe that was just my doctor, but it just seems to me that it was more like normal to, anyway, avoid those kind of things. So anyway, yeah, hope it didn't offend anybody. But yeah, so that's what we have to do this coming week. And then the week after is our actual ultrasound, because it was kind of a surprise to do it the other day. So this one we can go to. So he's really looking forward to that. So yeah, that's all I have to say this time. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!